Greetings, Tarnished, and welcome to Elden Dogs, your favorite podcast about Erd trees and their shadows, and shadow pots, and what might they be hiding inside of those little glowy pots of theirs. My name is Sir Ansbach. I might be worshiping a dude who's into a lot of blood, but I promise you, he is not a molester.
And I'm Redmane Freyja, follower of Radon. Formerly Madonna or Radon.
Madonna.
Madonna. Also, I think Freyja would like Madonna.
I don't know about Freyja's music taste. She is hardcore. I think that Madonna's not hardcore enough for Freyja.
I don't know. I think every hardcore guy likes a little like Papa Don't Preach every now and again. You hear the sense. It gets the people going. It's provocative.
I like Freyja. She gives me Icebox vibes from Little Giants.
Yes.
Like a suit of armor with a skirt.
Love it.
Yes, well, welcome, Freyja. And yes, the Elden Dogs were here to start diving into Shadow of the Erd Tree. And goodness me, I've played probably 4 hours of Elden Ring today. And I didn't need to.
I did not play yet. I'm playing after this.
So I started my New Game Plus on my main character for the first time. I've not done a New Game Plus ever, so I looked for any excuse not to hit that button because I was like, there's no going back, but it's really cool.
I want to do it, but I was waiting for the DLC to come out like you were, right? You wanted to play the DLC first and then go back and play it all again?
Yes.
That's what I was waiting on.
This is my character where I have every single item collected that I can, and now I'm going to go and get the other ones I couldn't get. And then I also need to get alterations of the single drop armors because some of them can be altered. So I estimate at least 3 playthroughs to get everything, maybe 4. We'll see how it goes.
You know something that I've never gotten in my many restarts of the game at the beginning and then my 2 in-depth characters was, I still don't know where it is. I never looked it up. You know the fucking thing that keeps Margit chained to the ground?
The shackle.
Never found it.
Well, you get it from patches.
Do you buy it?
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was a drop somewhere and I was like, it's got to be on one of these bandits that I kill or something.
You get Margit Shackle from patches, and you get Moog Shackle in the basement of the in the subterranean shunning grounds. I don't think that there's a basement to the basement, but down there.
Oh, there is an important update. Last time I played with my character.
Okay.
I righted a wrong. I did something good.
What did you do this time?
I made sure to go back and kill the fucking dung eater. I had not. I met him in the water.
Yep.
I killed him. So I feel good about it now.
Yeah.
Like I did one good thing. Bach's vegetable body can rest in peace, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm getting the puppet this time.
I looked up how to get the puppet and I wasn't far off.
Yeah. I'm going to get that puppet. The Nefeli Lou is my 3rd playthrough puppet just because I really don't want to do that. God bless you, Nefeli. I need your puppet. But yes, we are here to discuss the Gravesite Plains. We're going to start, as all things do, and obscure things not in the video game that are relevant to the lore, including the story trailer. Now, only Elden Ring has lore, pivotal cutscenes only in the trailer, never in the game.
Yeah, 100%.
Very fucking weird.
I don't know.
It's cool.
There are cutscenes in the game, though.
Yeah, but a lot of cutscenes in the trailer are not in the game.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's very bizarre. Leda, Needle Knight Leda. I'm going to say that wrong every time now.
Oh, that's impossible to say.
She says, Miquella the Kind spoke of the beginning, the seduction and the betrayal, an affair from which gold arose, and so too was shadow born. This is talking about America, the seduction and the betrayal, which everyone on Reddit is trying to speculate, but all Miyazaki's giving us is that. We'll learn more about it as we discuss the game, but Marika is at the gates of divinity, grasps something fleshy from under a cloth. She walks on the fleshy steps, squish, squish, squish. Those are some bloody steps. And she grasps the bottom of the Elden Ring, it looks like. Now, before we get into the Gravesite Plains, we do meet a new character, Needle Knight Leda. It sounds wrong. Leda. I like Leda.
Leda.
Yeah, we meet Leda in Moog's arena. She says she was guided by faith along Miquella's honorable path, instructs you to touch the Withered Arm to be transported. Her compatriots are there already. We don't see her again for quite a while. I don't trust this lady.
I don't trust anybody.
That's smart.
Except for Freyja. Freyja seems like she's just here to like kick ass and eat bubble gum, and she's all out of bubble gum.
I'm sure you and I will never have irreconcilable differences down the line.
No, absolutely not.
Nope.
No.
Yeah. So what's Leda doing here? There's a good theory that she absconded with Mohg's body, possibly for Mikola.
Yeah, which also, because I haven't beaten the Erd Tree yet, but the requirements to get to the Erd Tree DLC was you have to beat Mohg and Radahn.
Yes.
And if they've absconded with Mohg's body and they're doing some fucky shit with it, what are they doing with Radahn's body?
Weekend at Mohg's.
Do I need to go back to...
They're just going to be propping Mohg up and pretending he's alive.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. If they're doing something... If they took Mohg's body, they might have taken Radahn's, because you also had to kill Radahn, or maybe it's because you had to have access to Noxtella.
I mean, I like that you and I are followers of the two people that are involved with the DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Radahn's cool. Everyone likes Radahn.
And now I'm Team
Until
Mikola.
they don't. You're Team Mikola. We're all Team Mikola right now.
That's true.
I don't know why. For some reason, he just seems super cool. It's definitely not like I've been red-pilled or anything. I have all my mental faculties, and I'm not getting charmed in any way, I promise you. Speaking of charmed, Leda is also charmed by Mikola, but not to follow him. She is charmed because she's a follower. She's a Needle Knight, and we find out she is the only Needle Knight left. Now, she's charmed not to follow Mikola because she already had a fascination. She was already following him. She's charmed not to kill her friends.
That is disconcerting and alarming.
Yes. You find out a little bit later on when Mikola's Great Rune breaks, when the charm breaks. She's fine, but she starts thinking, I should probably kill everyone. Which, it's a bad thing.
Yeah, that's not the type of person you want to have around you. That's going to cause a speed bump at some point in your relationship.
Yeah. We find from some other bits later, the Needle Knight armor. Long ago, the Needle Knights were in service to Mikola, but now they are no more, save for one. And Leda's sword, when you might acquire it later, it says, still reeks of the stench of crusted blood that lingers from the coal of her knightly comrades. She killed all of her homies.
She killed all of her homies.
All of her homies. She just had a little snap one night. She's like, maybe you don't love Mikola as much as I do, and she lost it.
Yeah, I'm going to prove how much I love Mikola by killing each and every one of you.
I don't like Leda.
I don't either, because, I mean, it makes me think that she watched me fight Mohg and get my ass handed to me a whole bunch of times, and then she didn't even help. Then she's like, hey, thanks for doing that.
She shows up as soon as the fight's over.
Yeah, I don't trust that.
Yes.
She's up there with white mask Varis of people that I don't trust.
I will say, one time there was an assault outside of a bar I was working at, and there's a dude who was a little bit bigger than me. You know who I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't there at all to help with the assault. It was me and a little guy named Nate.
But that's the little guy you want.
That's the fucking guy you want. Yes. Not this Needle Knight who just shows up after the fight. It's like, I was keeping an eye on the bathroom. It's like, nah, that's not where we needed you, Leda. Yeah. I was fighting Mohg.
Really could have used some of that help down here.
Could have used a little bit of that help.
He's literally stabbing the formless mother god and making it rain blood on me.
Yeah. I was looking at Mohg's design today on a YouTube video by Zuli the Witch. And Mohg is just hardcore looking.
He is. I think he's super cool, and I'm glad that we did kind of squash a little bit of the incestuous pedophile rumors last time, right? Were we a little harsh?
I've been thinking about it. He wouldn't have been a pedophile. Anyways, Mikola was cursed with forever kid face, but he's old. He would be able to, he's like that person who brings his ID to the bar because he will get ID.
It'd be like sleeping with Gary Coleman.
Don't bring that evil onto this podcast, Tyler.
Or Hasbula.
Don't bring that evil here, mini-me. Although Mikola, something did happen with that body, because that body in the cocoon is quite long and withered. I don't know if something happened when he became part treeified in the Halig tree.
Yeah. Proportions also in the lands between are all weird.
Also, if you have a great rune, your proportions do change. You find that out. I killed Godric again the other day, and Godric is a sizable fella. And then you reload in, and he's this tiny little half corpse with one arm, and Gostok is just stomping the boy. I like Godric. Call me an asshole about it. He's grown on me, actually. Godric, fucking asshole.
A lot of the early game bosses that I fought, I like a lot more now.
I guess I just sympathize that he is, no one believed in him, and he wanted a seat at the table, and everyone's like, oh, who the fuck invited this guy? It's like Sarnicki with the little arm, and no one gave him respect. It's like, guys, this is going to cause World War I or something, you know?
You know what? It could have solved all this? He just needed a hug. At one point, he needed a hug, and instead he got told to go to his room.
Instead, he was given 20 arms.
Yes.
And we actually learned a little bit about the grafting of Godric
he
in
can
this.
hug himself because he never got hugged.
He gives himself high fives all day.
Oh, 100%.
Did you just high five yourself behind your back?
No.
Nope. We're going to go back to our home, bathed in rays of gold. But we touched the Withered Arm, and we emerge into the Gravesite Plains of the Land of Shadow. Quite a view.
Yeah, I like all the little tombstone things. It's very pretty.
It's quite stunning.
Very spooky. Everything's kind of desaturated.
Even the gravestones are ghosts.
Yeah. My first impression of it was just, this game is beautiful.
Stunning. You can see so many of the locations for the whole DLC right away.
I turned my game off of quality, like the frame rate to prioritize quality, and I put it on like performance mode so that it would like look as good as humanly possible.
And then you change it back after you started moving?
Yeah. When I started fighting stuff, I changed it back. But
Yeah,
I rode around for a while. My TV is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of research on the TV I bought for the PlayStation 5. So it runs pretty smooth until I start really fighting and getting moving. And then the frame rate is like, ugh.
Chugga chugga.
But really pretty. And I like how it feels like I'm in the Black Parade. It's very desaturated and cold and scary and lonely.
You monster.
Yeah, I had to shoehorn it in somehow.
The Gravesite Plain. It's a somber plain covered in spirit graves. The spiral tower of the Hornsent lies to the northwest, and the entire expanse is marred by the harrowing ravages of war.
Now, the Hornsent are the tower people.
The Hornsent are the horned folk.
Yes.
Well, most of the shadow folks, the little like spirit ghosts we talk with, this is the land of the Hornsent.
And they are called the Hornsent because of their libidos.
Because they are horny motherfuckers.
I'm actually
literally horny, yes.
I am going to attempt to keep up with the lore, because last time when we did this, I had no clue what the fuck was going on. I'm trying to stay present.
It's fairly straightforward in this one.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah. This is the land of the Hornsent, and we know that Mesmer was sent here by Queen Marika to impale a lot of fuckers.
Liberation conquest, was it? Or was it like you need to do something besides jerk off and play video games?
Mesmer, get out of your fucking
get
room.
out of your room.
And he just flicked his little red hair off to the side.
Fine, jeez.
I'm not going back to Taco Bell for that job. And she's like, fine, you're going to go to war then.
And he was like, good. He did stop at Taco Bell because you know that he likes a Doritos Locos taco. 100% Mesmer likes Doritos Locos tacos.
Extra hot sauce.
100 volcano.
Yes.
Volcano sauce.
He gets that Baja Blast. He gets an extra large, and then he gets another one to bring home to put in the fridge.
Yeah, and then when he gets there, he talks to the manager. He's like, this is good, but you should have Flamin' Hot Cheeto Loco tacos.
He flicks his hair, and he walks out.
Yep.
And he throws his cape around really sassy like too.
And he uses his tail to open the door.
And then he's followed by Rolana and Gaius on his little boar.
Yeah.
That's the crew. They roll deep.
They roll deep.
Yeah. Gaius doesn't have legs.
Does he not?
Well, they don't work anymore. He doesn't. You find his pants with his girlfriend. It's pretty cool. What are the graves? The spirit graves are the sacred resting places built to collect and contain the souls of all of those who have met their end. So,
it's just every time I died in the game. That's it.
That's
all the graves.
That was just me fighting the final boss, every single one of those. The Hornsent are a native group of people in the Land of Shadow. Many of them have horns like the omen, and horns are revered as a gift from the crucible. The omen are cursed with horns. The omen curse is a little different than what the horn scent have, but the horn scent, they think it is a blessing to receive horns. And this convinces them that they are a chosen people, which anytime someone gets like a chosen complex, they're going to start doing MAGA shit.
Yeah.
You hear America's dropping out of the race? America's done, dude. They praise the crucible above all else. The crucible is the energy of life and the root of all. The Hornsent and Omen are two different types of beings. We find out from Hornsent Grandam. There's a dialogue tree where she curses the tarnished, saying, "The curse of the Omen shall strike thee down." Some people like to speculate that that is the curse that is happening with the Omen that happened with Moog and Morgoth. That America's children were cursed by Hornsent Grandam for the war that, for the transgressions that transpired here anyways. The Omen curse seems to have been put on America by the Hornsent. The Hornsent people still haunt the lands of shadow as the shadow undead or ghostly figures, and we'll learn more about the culture of the Hornsent. There's a lot. But the war upon these lands were led by Mesmer, son of Queen America. She made this decision for a multitude of reasons, but one of them is in response to the transgressions that the Hornsent did to her people. They're the Jar people.
Oh, hell yeah. I love me some Jar people. Those are my people.
Well, these
Formally.
the Jars, we'll talk about the Jars probably next episode, but the Jars in the lands between like the Alexander Jars and Jarburg, those are different Jars than the Jars here. They're made probably similar ways, but
the ones in the shadow of the Erd Tree,
in the land of shadow,
they seem nefarious in their construction. I
It's
feel
bad.
like it's bad. Whereas Jarburg, I feel like that is like Hobbiton.
It looks cute. I was there today and I talked with little Jar Bear and it was very great.
I think that is fine. Whatever's going on in the shadow is bad. It's nefarious in nature.
It was weird because the Jars in the land of shadow, the innards do not want to be made into jars. They are actively very upset and against it because naturally it's killing you and forcing you to meld into a human puddle.
Well, yeah. If I was you and you were made into a jar, you should stay in the jar. You're all sorts of ugly and scary looking, and it's just better for everybody if you stay in the jar.
It's like Schrodinger's cat, but I opened the jar and inside everything is bad. I can't unsee. It was a mystery, but now I know it's in there and I can never have my eyes back.
When that first one crawls out, I was just like, oh, dear God, no. And then his belly opens, and I was like, it's a double no.
I was talking with Jar Baron earlier in Jarburg, and super cute little baby Jar, little toes, little feet hanging off of the step. He goes, "Are you going to be the new potentate?" Which we find out potentates are the ones that kind of make the jars and take care of the jars. And I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." And he looked at my hands like, "No, your hands aren't smooth enough. You need to have nice, smooth hands to be a potentate." I'm like, gross. So you're like slipping your smooth hands inside of a jar? Is that what you're up to?
Oh, yeah. I've been using a great sword in one hand. I'm just all calloused.
I'm very calloused, yes. I love after I complete like a long section of a dungeon or a cave and my character is just blood.
Yeah.
Blood. Yeah. The Shadow Undead, you'll see a lot of these guys. These are just essentially those like shadowy black figures that are all generally commoners. There might be like a slightly bigger one. Some carry pots. These undead beings have lost their souls and are cursed to roam eternally, with their minds consumed by the curse, retaining only a fragment of their former selves. Some retain faint echoes of their past lives, occasionally displaying fleeting moments of hesitation or sorrow. That sucks.
Yeah.
That's bad.
It's sad.
We don't like that.
No, I'm not for that.
And then the shadow pots are undead that carry pots over their heads. If they sparkle, they carry useful items. I wanted to do a timeline note quick. Mesmer's War can be determined to take place after a series of events, because it doesn't ever say like Mesmer was the firstborn. But at one point it says Mesmer and Gaius were seen as elder brothers to Radahn, so we can assume Mesmer is older than Radahn, which Messmer wouldn't have been born of R'hllana and Radagon. It seems like Radagon and Marika would be Messmer's father and mother.
Yeah.
But this would be before Radagon married R'hllana.
Yeah.
It's a confusing timeline. Also, maybe Marika went and fucked herself before she split. And who knows?
What animal fucks himself? Is it a seahorse? A seahorse has weird reproductive
Vikings
stuff.
fans.
Hey, fuck you guys.
Fuck the Vikings. That was, I guess we're very against the Vikings now. I'm into it.
Oh, I've since birth.
Yeah, I've just never done it out loud on a podcast. But yes, as a Packers fan,
I think I have on a couple occasions.
I like the Bears a lot more than the Vikings.
There's nobody on this planet I hate more than Ohio State, though. So
Okay.
I'll just go on the record saying that.
Marika granted grace upon the Crusaders. Messmer's crusade seems to have happened around the same time Radagon became Elden Lord and before the Night of Black Knives. Yeah, so
This happened a minute ago.
It's before the Shattering when America was still in control, but around that time, and it seems it falls somewhere in there, and we can talk more about that another time. But we're in the Gravesite Plains now. We're in the Land of Shadow, and the first thing we run into is Wolverine. Actually, it's really weird.
Wolverine.
Did you run into Wolverine? Loger the Beast Claw.
Maybe.
It's a NPC that's running around super pissed with fucking Wolverine claws.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about the monk fucking dude that I was talking about last time that I hate.
The Curse Blade.
The Cursed Blade, yeah. Don't like those guys. I'm like, he doesn't have Wolverine claws.
Loger is a near naked dude running around with giant beast claws next to the entrance.
He kind of fucked me up a little bit.
He's a surprise.
Yeah.
You don't expect a naked dude to just be wearing, have knives between his fingers running around.
Yeah, not Hugh Jackman, though. Sad.
No. And I tell you what, I have not seen a publicity campaign like Deadpool and Wolverine ever. They're pushing out a new trailer every week for the past, 10 weeks.
They had me at trailer 1.
I'll still see it, but they need this to bring Marvel back. I don't know if it will.
I'm gonna see it.
But you kill Loger the Beast Claw, and you get a new weapon type for Shadow of the Erd Tree. You get Beast Claws. Similar to claw weapons, but they grant a new playstyle with a whole new move set that includes a built-in feint. If you press dodge while charging a heavy attack, another animation will happen. And yeah, it's a much more mobile form of the claws. I actually used the Beast Claws for quite a while. Not these, but a different one.
I took your advice. I am using a new weapon.
Okay.
Because Blasphemous Blade was getting to the point where it just wasn't fast enough.
Yep.
So I'm using Milady.
Milady.
Got that maxed out.
And what are you going to name your sword?
Milady.
Milady.
I like it a lot.
And you doth tip your hat to your sword?
Yep. And then I scratch my neck beard.
The Beast Claw, it's a strength and dex weapon by default. Weapon in the form of a carnivorous beast's vicious claws used to perform bestial slashing attacks, uncanny to humankind. An imitation of the esoteric technique of the Horned Warriors. Those who carry this weapon wield it as though they have been possessed by a savage beast. Has a unique Ash of War, the Savage Claws, where you pounce like a beast to viciously slash into foe with the left and right claws. Nothing too fun in that description, but there it is. Have you discovered glowing blue spirit grapes?
Like the things that look like they're like kind of around the Everjails, like they're little blue guys, right?
No, not those guys.
The caterpillar looking guys.
Those guys are cool. I'm talking about there's a clump of blue glowy gravestones in the middle of the night.
I've found one.
Okay. Because they only happen at night. There's 8 in the Land of Shadow. And in the center will be a larval tear.
Why does the larval tear look different than the larval tear I get?
It doesn't.
In the lands between.
It's the same.
Oh, I got 2.
They're different?
They look different.
I didn't know that.
It looks different. I'll take a photo of my inventory.
We're going to do a follow-up on this next episode. I'm curious. But you can find larval tears there, and you'll probably need to, because you will want to respec your character when you realize your previous playstyle will not cut it here.
Yeah, and you said there's 8?
There's 8. I still was packing quite a few from the last playthrough, or from the non-DLC.
I think I have 2 on me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect way too much at the beginning of my playthrough.
Yeah, you used to do it a lot.
Yeah, I burned through a lot of them. And I settled on Strength Faith, but that means I have to fight with fire so often if I really want to get a boost. And like fucking everything is immune to fire now.
This is a fire-heavy area. You are correct.
Yeah, so it's like now I think I should switch to lightning, but it's so confusing. Is like I've read online, is lightning scaled with faith or is it scaled with dexterity? Because lightning attacks, like incantations, are faith.
And there's also different kinds of lightning attacks too. There's like ancient dragon lightning versus regular lightning.
I just want to use the twin axes. The Death Knight twin axes are so fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, my new thing is just non-somber smithing stone weapons, so I can just use whatever affinity I want. My great katana, I made it into an occult great katana, and I had like arcane of 80, and I was just farming, and it was just cutting people down like crazy.
I got a great katana, but I don't have enough dexterity to wield it properly.
The great katana is the best thing that's ever happened. Maybe ever. I actually went away from it for my current playthrough. I'm dual wielding twin blades. But I miss the great katana every moment of every day. There are some enemies. You'll see Rotten Strays. They're back. Mesmer soldiers, which are soldiers, but with Mesmer.
Yep.
Now, all of the churches around here have statues of America with their head cut off.
I did notice that because I was like, is this a Church of America? Of course it is.
Well, and most of the churches are still home to Mesmer soldiers. So what's going on here? I believe that it is the fact that Mesmer did this war, brought all these soldiers here, and then America she locks the door and just erases them from history. And I think all these soldiers are kind of pissed that America abandoned them. So I think it was Mesmer's army that wound up decapitating all of America's statues because they got abandoned. The only statue you can find of America intact in the DLC, I'm pretty sure, is the one in Mesmer's chamber.
Yeah, because he's still kind of tight with Mom.
Well, he wants to be. And
He's the mama's boy.
At the very end, he does say, like, curse you, mother.
But when he pulls out his eye?
After you defeat him.
Never gotten there.
You haven't defeated him?
No, I haven't gone back since he fucking whooped me.
He's a good fight.
And plus, I took your advice. I've been doing more exploring. So
There's a lot.
Yeah, there is. It's much bigger than I had anticipated.
Just do your gestures and ride in some coffins.
I did take a coffin ride. Fucking, I hate where I'm at right now.
We'll find the Church of Consolation. Yes, there's a Black Knight here, which, not the Martin Lawrence classic.
Dude, I haven't thought about that movie in so long.
Kid in King Arthur's Court, but what if Martin Lawrence? I'm in. I'm in.
I remember I watched that movie a lot. Couldn't tell you a single fucking thing that happens in it.
I'm sure he says some funny things. I'd watch it again.
Popcorn Dogs.
Popcorn Dogs, the Black Knight. The Black Knights are the loyal servants of Mesmer the Impaler. They don black iron helms decorated with golden chest plates with golden shadow tree engravings, a small consolation for those forced into a graceless and dishonorable war. They emanate a rotten odor, possibly from the tainted blood splattered upon them, or from their own corrupted souls, decaying from endless slaughter.
Could you imagine your soul stinking?
Dude, your soul smells bad.
Dude. Some Harvey Weinstein shit. Like, you have to be vile.
You got to be real vile. And these guys scare me. When I see these guys, I don't like it. Every time. There's a fair amount of these guys, and they're the ones that I'm always like, all right, let's slow down.
The one with the big hammer and the holy attack.
Love it.
I don't mind that guy. That guy I'm fast enough to get around. It's the fucking shield one, the one with the big shield.
Yeah.
Don't like that guy for whatever reason. That or the twin blade guy, because there's a twin blade one, right?
Yeah, that's sick.
That's my least favorite.
All of them will fuck you up. Just their hammer is so iconic looking.
The hammer's cool. The one with the gigantic bow that can just like fuck your whole shit up.
I got so excited I hit my microphone.
I thought these guys are like the perfect amount of difficulty for where I'm at, like skill wise and level wise. Like they're a good challenge that I almost always accomplish on the first try, but it's like I have to try. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Here you get the black steel great hammer, so you get your own to wield. It was blessed with an Erdtree incantation. Further holy imbuement will amplify the effect and greatly increase the armament's power. That's if you choose a holy affinity. Guard counters cause a burst of power. So guard counters actually do enhance your weapon too. Gives it a significant boost in holy damage with sacred affinity. And guard counter does an initial slam, then a second AoE burst of holy damage with additional poise damage. This is one of the strongest weapons on a lot of people's lists for the DLC.
And thank God it scales with holy, because I've been looking at it out the corner of my eye like,
Yeah. If you want to go do some holy damage, this is a good option.
I have like 55 faith right now, so it would be a viable play for me.
It's a good bonk. It is a very good bonk. You also find in this area a Blessing of America, which is a new consumable that completely restores HP and heals all status ailments. These are, uncommon, but cool to have. I wound up never using any of them because they can't teach an old dog new tricks, and I'm an Elden Dog.
Yeah. I resource hoard.
I did use 30 of my 50 rune arcs, though, on the final boss.
That scares me because I don't have 30.
It's bad.
I'm going to have to go farming.
Yeah. I had to question my existence and ask if anything was worth it anymore.
I haven't used any in the Shadowlands yet.
Yep.
No, I did pop one and try to beat Mesmer the other day.
Yeah.
The last time I was playing him.
It sucks that they're finite.
Yeah, and now I'm scared because I don't have a lot.
America once created several of these physics for Mesmer's sake, but never again. You can also find the tool, a fire coil, which is a device of fire used by Mesmer's soldiers. They throw these little fire bombs, little sparklers, and they turn into tiny fire snakes that are spout from where they're thrown and pursue foes. Kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've never been a tool guy. I've been considering becoming a tool guy, but I like my items to be clean. So, I got my flasks, Wondrous Physic.
Yeah, I like to keep it pretty clean too.
I've been carrying around throwing daggers a lot this time, and I actually like that a lot.
Well, that's good to draw out enemies so that you can take them on one by one. But pots are a gateway tool, so I would start. I would start with being a pothead, because then once you get down with that, you're like, maybe I'll be a greasy boy. And especially if you're not using somber weapons, you can grease up.
Just be the greasy boy.
You can be a greasy pothead, or just Tyler when he was 15.
There is a new Wondrous Physic, which when you use it, it coats all the enemies nearby in oil.
What?
Yeah, I'm not.
I didn't know that.
I'm not sure where you get that one, but when you use it, then you just throw a fire pot. Damage.
Oh, dude, fucking Taker's Flame. I would just.
We find a Shadow Tree Fragment. Just wanted to mention. On release, every level would give you 5% per level. With the new patch, it scales faster with early levels. So the first two levels give you 10% increase. 3, 4, and 5, 5%. 6 and 7, 7.5. 8, 9, and 10 give you 5%. 11 and 12, 10. And then the rest only give you 2.5% increase. So,
okay, that's good to know.
The first 10 are more important than the last 10. And right above there, you can find a Revered Spirit Ash. We won't call all of these out, but since these are the first ones you run into. These are the spirit ashes of those who came before, infused with potent spirituality, acquired from the corpses of Hornsent and other objects that ritually decorate townships and villages across the realm of shadow. These bolster both summon spirits and your spectral steed's abilities to deal and negate damage. The withered corpses were called tutelary deities. So, yeah. Collect them. Our first location is the Scorched Ruins. And it's a nice little easy location to get you back in the saddle.
Yeah. Is this that first little camp or the second one further down the road?
The first little hovel.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of shadow things. Ride your horse, jump around a little bit.
Yeah. There's weird black tarps that you can use to get on roofs now.
Yep. That could apparently hold a horse and a person.
Yeah, but I tried to run up one. I couldn't do it, and I slid off. But I get on the horse, and he's got goat feet or something, because I can catch every nook and cranny and walk up the side of a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Just things Torrent can do.
We love you, Torrent. Yep, the Scorched Ruins, a ghost out front says, it talks of everything being burnt to cinders by Mesmer and his lot, claims they lived in peace. He is a liar. The Hornsent are also vile criminals.
Did not know that.
Yep.
You learn something new every day.
But, yeah, I mean, you can't judge all Americans by Donald Trump. Just half of them. You find your first hefty cracked pot here. Have you been throwing a lot of big pots?
I've been saving them for the big fire dudes.
Well, you don't need to. You can make other ones. Just don't make the hefty furnace pots.
oh, okay.
Those are the only ones that are required for the fire
I thought I
dudes.
could make more of them because I do have a couple hefty pots now.
Yeah.
But then when you were like, save those, and I was like, oh, I've been very liberal with throwing the hefty pots. They're nice. It's just a little slow. You gotta heave that bad boy above your head. Animation's a little slow.
It's hefty.
It's hefty.
It's in the name. You also find a cookbook, the Greater Potentate's Cookbook 1 for the hefty fire pot.
Hey, there's that word again.
Yeah.
Potentate.
Potentate. You also find that your first new talisman, the Blade of Mercy, which raises attack power by 20% for 20 seconds after each critical hit. Hornsent employ this to honorably end the suffering of a compatriot. Yeah, so there's
I'm rocking this talisman right now with my lady.
you've been doing a lot of critical hits.
Yeah, and it's such a fast weapon
Yeah,
that if I rip off a critical hit, I can like
do a lot of damage.
really do some damage real quick.
Yeah. There's another ghost on the other side. It says, I know all your resentment lingers yet, the raw stuff from which I shall surely forge a curse upon the dastard Messmer's head, upon America's children, each and all.
Who wrote that?
A ghost. It's just one of those ghosts set out there like, I'm still mad. I did read... I need to just do things with my life besides read Elden Ring Reddit posts, but it was... Actually, this might have been on Extra Life. All the ghosts are right by mushrooms, and there's a theory that it's something to do with mushrooms that allow their spirits to, like, leave lingering resentments.
I do see mushrooms as a very angry vegetable.
Parasitic, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fungus.
It's not a vegetable, is
Trust the fungus. It's its own thing.
it? Yeah.
You've seen The Last of Us.
Yeah.
That's a game, too.
That's a game too. Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
It's played by the Mandalorian. East of here, you'll find a shadow pot with a shadow tree fragment, your first one you're going to run into. And just north of that, you'll find here another new weapon type, the backhand blade.
I want to try this, and since I have so many smithing stones that are not somber, I could.
Yeah.
Because a backhand blade does sound kind of cool.
It seems not practical.
Well, if I use that with a shield that could attack, like the shield I got from what's her nuts? No, I got it in the
America?
No, I
She's
got.
the only female character with nuts, I think, that I know of in the game.
Oh yeah, touche. Yeah. No, I got it in the place.
I
where
could
you
be
find
wrong.
Mesmer. I'll
Yes,
look it up.
the specimen storehouse, there's a couple of shields in there.
Yeah.
The backhand blades are wielded with the blade of the sword opposite to the direction of the wielding hand thumb, and they can also be dual wielded too, granting the player new ways to block attacks.
Yeah. So this, in theory, in film and television and video games, is awesome. I don't know historically if this existed or was really practical anywhere.
Man, I was watching another historian weapon experts watch Elden Ring, and they're like watching, they're like, this wouldn't work, but it is cool as shit. And they were saying, like, if there's ever a weapon that doesn't look like it would be practical or feasible or should exist, they're like, if you go to India, they use these fuckers. And one of them is just like a long piece of metal that they actually call a sword, but it's all like floppy, and they just like, whoosh, whoosh. They have like whip swords. And he's like, it's called an urumi, which is actually in the game. He's like, they exist and they're dangerous.
A whippy sword would be very dangerous.
I watched two guys fighting with it today. I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Backhand blades, I mean, yeah, people have done these before. Plus, it feels cool, you know?
Yeah.
But this is actually the one you get here is just called backhand blade, and this is another one like high up on people's lists of best weapons. Curved blade, type of weapon wielded by Hornsent for generations. The style of combat associated with this weapon is marked by spinning slashes and gouging thrust attacks. It has its own Ash of War called Blind Spot. Leap into close quarters to take advantage of the enemy's blind spot and gore them from the side. Kind of like Bloodhound Step. You jump to the side and do like a little spring at them.
If Bill the Butcher was in this game, that's what he would do.
Bill the Butcher from Gangs of New York?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah, that'd be his move.
Nice.
It's the scene where he's stabbing the pig in the side. Kill shot.
Yeah, he'd get a remembrance.
Oh, 100%.
He deserves it.
It'd be his eye.
How many Furnace Golems have you beat?
0. I fucking hate these guys. They're so fucking hard.
They're dumb.
Their attacks encompass a huge AoE.
Yep.
And it always kills Torrent, so then I don't like it. They're stupid.
As someone who has beaten all of them twice, they only get more annoying. They only get worse. Unless you get the ones where you just throw in pots from above, because once you know that, it's fine. Don't roll. Always jump to dodge their attacks.
You know what? And I roll every time, and I should jump more.
Jumping is better for these guys specifically, too.
Because
Plus, a torrent, you can do double jump. You'll be
I
up in the
jumped
air
a lot
bit
for the fire giant, and I don't know why I don't jump for these guys.
Yeah, they suck.
They do. Their design is awesome.
There's never been more of a disparity between amazing design and horseshit gameplay. These are the worst things to fight in maybe all of Elden Ring.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. The first night I was playing, I was a little toasted, a little drunk, and I tried for like an hour and a half to beat one of them, but I was not trying very hard, and I was sleepy and drunk.
Did you figure out knock him over and then hit the eyeball? Well, not the eyeball, the face.
Yeah.
You know, I was watching, I don't know if it was like Sekiro Doobie or someone. Maybe it was Zuli, but that face actually changes its shape.
Really?
When they get knocked over, it gets like a horrified look on its face.
Well, he's scared. He's panicked.
It's just weird that it's not like a stationary thing, you know? It's like real David Bowie Labyrinth or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'll have to pay attention to that.
Yeah, but you want to knock them over and then stab their face. You'll need to do that probably twice. You can get one stab in and then throw a hefty furnace pot in there if you're quick, and that'll do all of it right away, but it's tough. These golems were created to inspire terror in the Hornsent.
It worked. I'm scared.
The Hornsent fear the fell god, so the face of the god is placed on the basket. The furnace's flames, they burn away both body and soul. When impurity is thus expunged, one calls it cleansing. Burn away all of the impurities. Keep fire pots, and a note you find later, keep fire pots well and clear when the golem's furnace is ablaze, and never let me catch you with pots that produce flaming whirlwinds, for goodness' sake.
And Smokey the Bear has said it, only you can prevent forest fires, and whirling winds and fire golems. That's like number one reason forest fires start.
Smokey the Bear hates furnace golems.
Dude, for real.
Don't do that.
I fucking hate these guys.
Fucking hate these guys. Could be probably a nod to Wicker Man, the Nicolas Cage classic, or the original horror film.
I do get a little Wicker Man vibes from looking at him.
Real-life giant wickerwork statues were built to resemble giant men and were used for human and animal sacrifices back in the day. As druids would burn the Wicker Man while the sacrifices were locked within the statue.
That's fucking crazy. And nowadays, they're just for entitled rich kids to take MDMA in front of.
Yeah. They're out there.
That's awesome.
Burning Man would suck. I would hate Burning Man, I think.
What do? You just like drugs.
Yeah, I'd be the sober guy there or the drunk guy, and I'd be like, wow, this is really gross.
It's got to smell bad. My buddy was at last year's.
Yeah,
well,
that one had a lot of issues, right?
Yeah, he was like stranded for a couple days.
Was he thriving though?
He literally could like lose a leg at a festival, and he'd be like, "It was tough, but I had a great time."
Yeah,
like he's a very happy-go-lucky dude.
He would have been the king of Fire Festival.
He would have been like, "Guys, it's not that bad. There's cheese on the sandwiches.
We have cheese." Probably also a reference to Berserk, because the Wicker Man is in Berserk, and everything references Berserk. I haven't read it. You've read some of Berserk?
Yeah, I've read the first 2 volumes.
Yeah.
But shit's expensive.
It is expensive.
But it's so cool on a bookshelf.
You must break a Furnace Golem stance 3 times at their legs to cause them to drop forward. A critical hit on the face of the fire giant on the basket, most likely twice. There are some effective ways to do it. Various Ashes of War, like Spinning Chain or Wild Strikes, are effective because you're getting multiple hits. Impenetrable Thorns for sorcerers, Pest Threads for incantations. Death's Poker is extremely effective. I hate them. I hate these fuckers. They're annoying.
Yeah, and they purposely put one right at the beginning to let you know, like, showtime, motherfuckers.
They're good for landmarks. It's cool when you look down 30 miles and off in the distance and you see one walking around.
Yeah.
Because you can be like, all right, I know something's there, and it kind of helps you tie in locations when you actually get there. This one drops a deflecting hard tier. Enhances spontaneous guard. Damage negation and guard poise will be heightened at the moment immediately after assuming a guarding stance. Successfully executing a spontaneous guard will also strengthen guard counters. So it's telling you to be on your guard, you know?
Well, it sounds like they want you to use the backhand blade, like, right away. Like, they give you that.
If you're going to do in, like, that block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got this tier that you can use. You also have that, if you're doing critical hits, that talisman that you pick up right away. Like, they give you 3 things. That's not very common in Elden Ring, that you get 3 things you can use in conjunction with each other right away.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Yeah. It also drops a Furnace Visage, smaller imitation of the Furnace Golems Visage. Material used for crafting items. These are exceedingly rare to find. They are finite in this, and...
Oh, I found so many. I was just riding around. There's already a dead one. I was like, look at that. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Like, riding around. And then one stood up and fucked my whole day up. He was just taking a snooze.
You know how to get inside that building there?
No.
You got to wake up the other Furnace Column in front of the door.
He's blocking the fucking door, isn't he? I tried to jump on him.
You got to throw a pot in there and restart him.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Because I was like, I got to be able to get in here.
But then when you wake him up, you also have to kill him, unfortunately.
So is it worth it?
Yes.
There's probably something cool in there.
Yes.
Because I tried jumping on him to get around him, and you just slide off, and I was like, this guy's probably still alive somehow.
Alexander's parents are in there.
No, they're not.
We don't know. Yes. The spirit eels. You mentioned these guys before.
These are the blue guys.
The little blue worms.
In the loading screen.
Yes. It's one of those just weird FromSoft things.
Yeah.
These actually exist in the real world, too.
In the ocean, probably.
And they change their colors from blue to red.
Like the jellyfish.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird.
They actually have little feet, too. You can't see them ever in the game, but people that can go under the map with tools, they have little legs under there.
And they're all wearing Nike Air Jordans.
They're all wearing Nikes. Weird, right?
Yeah.
And they have little wieners, too, down there. Little wieners. No in-game information exists about spirit eels, not even their name. Their name was taken from internal files, which referred to the enemy as Re Shinanago. They can be aggressive. I don't think I ever attacked one in either playthroughs, because even the red ones, I'm like, I'll just ride around you. I don't need to start shit with another set of enemies that I don't know. And we also run into grave birds, another new enemy type.
Ain't nothing but a thing.
They ain't too bad.
No, they ain't bad at all.
Mostly I just don't like it when something jumps down at me.
I am getting jump scared a lot in the Shadowland because these guys will swoop down on you like a vulture, and it makes me jump. There's a lot of enemies that hide around corners now that made me jump. Mm-hmm. There's a guy with a bow and arrow that I left a message, and it's constantly getting appraised. Constantly. Be wary of left. He hit me with that bow, and I swear to God, like, half my bladder evacuated.
Where was this at?
At Mesmer's place. I forget the name of it.
Casa de Mesmer?
Casa de Mesmer, yeah.
Yes.
There's 2 of them in a room. There's those Black Knights.
Yeah.
There's one with a bow and arrow directly to the left of the door, and there's a big one that's making circles around the table, and I'm moving slow, and I see the big guy, so I wait for him to go around the table so that I can sneak up and get like one hit in at least. Mm-hmm. So I sneak in the door for the first time, and the moment I cross the threshold, I'm greeted with a giant fucking arrow.
Yep.
And it scared the piss out of me, and I died.
I love it.
But you can call in summons for that room if you need to, which I did because I'm a bitch.
The grave birds are imposing ancient golems crafted to resemble their kin, the death birds, which we fought a handful of those guys.
Death birds are way worse.
Yes, well, these are meant to resemble death birds. Death birds are still the OG, but this is it's like kids that dress up like Crips. They're not real Crips, but they pretend they are.
Drake,
yes. These creatures soar through the air with stone wings and spout ghost flame. According to legend, grave birds were created to be kindred spirits to the death birds, sharing a mysterious and sinister origin. Their primary purpose is to guard spirit graves, and there's a lot of them for them to guard here. Did you go back to the Western Nameless Mausoleum that you missed initially?
Yeah, I did.
So this is the first real motherfucker that caused a lot of problems for players for Tarnished in the Land of Shadow. Now, you had already leveled up probably a bit before you came back.
Yeah, I didn't have a terrible problem with him, but he was the most challenging person that I found outside of the fire golem at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. I had issues. I was, level 1 Shadow Tree, level 1 fighting him, and Lord knows I got complacent in the off season. Yeah.
I was fresh off of my second playthrough with my Strength Faith build, and so I was kind of like I stayed limber. I was in the bullpen for a long time there.
Yeah.
Just I never let myself get that atrophy again.
I was atrophied as fuck. I was rough, dude. And it's amazing now that I've resharpened my senses, and I'm just not even intending to speed run the main New Game Plus, but I'll just jog through a level, just kill. I'm just donning little kills with my little twin blades on people. The Black Jail Knight, though. The nameless mausoleums of the Realm of Shadow are said to hold the spirits of warriors who lost their names or their hearts.
Their hearts?
They're heartless.
They're heartless.
Kingdom Hearts 4 confirmed to be in Elden Ring.
They got broken hearts.
This was what happens when a nobody merges with Sora and Donald to create a heartless.
You're speaking a different language right now.
That's all I can even... I used to know the whole lore, and that's all I could get. This shit sucks. The Black Jail Knight has a great sword and a repeating crossbow, which can fire up to 10 arrows rapidly. Brrr.
Yeah. I want one.
You get it soon, I believe. But you get from killing this the Black Jail Knight a great sword of solitude.
This motherfucker is heavy.
Yeah.
It's a heavy sword.
It's a cool sword. Great swords are one of the best.
I'm using a light great sword right now. Well, it's a great sword, but
I like the light great sword too.
I went all great swords with this last playthrough because I did Bloodhound's Fang to Blasphemous Blade to Milady.
I've been looking at colossal weapons, shopping at them.
They seem fun. I got that big red hammer.
Yeah.
I want to use that bad boy because it just looks awesome.
Yeah. I got a finger.
Yeah. Oh, is it got the handles of the bone?
There's another finger.
Oh, shit. You got a finger?
The Great Sword of Solitude, primarily skills with strength and then dexterity a little bit as well. This is wielded by the Knights of the Solitary Jail. Through a secret rite, they relinquish their hearts for heightened battle prowess. Next, they engrave their blades with 2 crests, one depicting the light of birth and the other solitude. Fun fact, this weapon has no shadow.
That's scary.
Yeah, you can look at the shadow of you on your horse. I forget. This is on someone's Twitter. I feel bad that I'm never able to reference everything that I talk about, but it's because I just assimilate 1,000 things a day, and I don't remember anything else. I don't know how long I've been with my wife. This Great Sword of Solitude, though, no shadow. I know that.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, it has a unique Ash of War, the solitary moon slash, sharply slash downward using the great sword, shooting forward an arc of light. Strong attack allows for an advancing follow-up. And you get the Solitude set as well, which was my main armor set for my first playthrough.
That's heavy-ass armor.
Yeah, I wanted it. I wanted to be able to take a few hits.
How much endurance were you rocking? Because I'd be fat rolling for days.
I was medium rolling. I never fat roll. Although people are saying the final boss fat rolling is preferred.
Really?
It's something to do with the way the timing of multiple attacks go, that spamming it with fat roll actually makes you miss a lot of them because it's as fast as you can. So you can't go too fast, actually. Yes. As we move forward here, we reach the 3-path cross. And this is our first one of Miquella's crosses we run into. It's essentially like every bathroom and every bar, like someone writes, Miquella was here.
Dude, I should start doing that.
Yeah.
Nerds would love it.
I went tits up at Buffalo Wild Wings, signed Miquella.
Oh my God, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I went tits up at B-dubs.
Yeah, I went and you put the date there.
Date it back to 1997 or something.
I wish that messages had dates in this game. I would be able to know a lot more about the lore and the timing of shit.
Yeah.
A lot of what people are basing the timing of a lot of the universe on is George R. R. Martin on one like Stephen Colbert interview. Elden Ring takes place 5,000 years ago, and it's actually a sequel to Dark Souls. George, fucking love you, man. Write a book. Yes, Miquella's cross says, I abandoned here the first of the flesh of my body. He cut off his wiener here.
Not what I would have chosen first. Bold move, Cotton.
Pinky toe.
Yes, something not important.
Or maybe
you could lose an ear.
Earlobe. I got big earlobes. I cut off my left earlobe.
I think you'd have to cut off the whole ear if you're going to cut a part off.
Regardless, even if something just nicked my ear, I'd wear a big, stupid fucking bandage to make it look like I was a martyr.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know the ear bleeds more than any other part of your body, according to Donald Trump?
I abandoned here the first of the flesh of my body, and you also find a new crafting material, the Empyrean Blood Burgeon. It's a young shoot, heavy with Empyrean blood, probably because Miquella's been cutting off wieners here.
Yeah.
Material used for crafting items. These are rare to find. Said to burgeon forth from where the golden blood of Miquella, the wounded Empyrean, pooled.
So when you get new items, it's supposed to say, like, new item, right?
There's a trick to this. Now, this is a new thing they include in the patch where your most recent pickups will be the first thing in your inventory, but you actually have to go into settings and turn that on.
Okay. Because...
Do it. It's super useful.
Yeah, because I pick shit up, and I have so much shit. I don't know where it lands. Is it a key? Is it a crafting item? I don't know.
And, yeah, go into the settings and turn on, like, I don't know what it's called, recent items tab or something like that.
Does that carry over into New Game Plus?
It just carries, it's just everything then.
I like that.
So there's a whole new tab in your inventory. It's the first thing, and it's in the order you acquire them. So it's very, very useful for new items and stuff.
Yeah, I always wished they would at least put, like, the type of item. So I could go, like, is it info? Is it a special crafting material? Is it a key item? Like, I want to know. So at least I can go and look back on it.
Yeah.
But it varies.
Because there's a lot.
Yeah.
And especially in a game where you pick up a flower and it reveals that a certain god was
killed here.
I'm like, oh, what?
Wouldn't have known that.
Born from the wiener blood of a demigod. The Empyrean Wiener Blood Virgin. Yes, these are used for crafting the Charming Branch, which you will not get because you can't now because you messed up a quest.
I know.
The Charming Branch, though, is how you can just like, boop, and then everyone's on your team.
That's so frustrating. I was just exploring. I guess it's the way the game was meant to shake out for me.
It's the way it's meant to be. We meet an NPC named Redmane Freyja.
That's me.
Your girl.
Yeah, that's me.
Do you want to learn about her?
Absolutely, because I chose her because I like Nordic mythology, and her name's Freyja.
Very good.
So that's awesome.
Yep.
She gave me a shield.
Yeah.
I have a thing for like fighter women. You know.
Ever since Sable.
China.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. WrestleMania was at a very formative age.
Yeah.
Ripley. I mean, the list goes on.
Redmane Freyja fought alongside General Radahn and can handle herself in battle. After witnessing Freyja's valor as a gladiator in his youth, Radahn invited her to join the ranks of his most trusted warriors.
It's awesome. She's going to be in Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2 fighting Pedro Pascal.
And Radahn's like, shit, she's good.
Yeah, let's get her.
Do you want to you want to be on my team?
Do you want to form an alliance?
She impressed Radon, and Radon is the OG.
Yeah, when you impress the dude who's holding the stars back,
He's the king of war.
that's awesome.
Yeah. She encourages you to speak with Hornsent and follow in Miquella's footsteps. Long ago, she was stricken by scarlet rot in the swamp of Ionia.
I didn't know that about myself.
She was immobile, feverish, and in great pain, entirely resigned to death. Miquella gently put his lips to it, and the unfading scar became the compass that Freyja would thereafter follow.
That is the dopest thing I've ever heard.
Just give me something and let me die. And Miquella's like,
And now you got a tattoo that is functional.
you're mine now.
You're mine now.
And then he just danced away like a little woodland sprite. And Freyja's like, I am into this guy.
This is good. This is
I
perfect.
like him. Yes. That's all we're going to learn about. You know, Freyja actually doesn't have too much more depth outside of that. Badass warrior chick. She has a big scar on her face, but Miquella saved her life.
Yeah, when I was picking a character, Hornsent I was thinking about it because I was like, do I want to be a little douche this time?
I like Hornsent.
I know, because he's like kind of a little bit of an ass.
He's super spiteful.
Yeah.
All of his people have been killed. He has a right to be a little spiteful. If your friends and family were murdered by Mesmer just doing a little hair whip,
Yeah.
I'd be upset.
I went with Freyja, though, because I was Iron Fist Alexander, and I was like, another warrior.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
And the coolest character in the game is too cool for either of us. You probably haven't even met Egon yet.
I'm in the abysmal
Abyssal
woods.
Abyssal.
I hate it.
Don't like
I
it.
want to get out as fast as possible.
Hornsent is also there. You walk up to him and he says, "Fuck you and get away from me."
He flipped me the bird. I have the gesture now.
I wish that was a gesture. Gesture acquired. Fuck off. He starts off by saying, "I don't forgive you or your kind. The Erd Tree is our enemy, and America betrayed us long ago."
I was like, whoa, but I just got here, buddy.
You don't even know me.
Like, I don't even know my own lore, dude.
I'm kind of the Elden Lord right now.
I don't know if you know this,
Yeah.
but like, I'm kind of a big deal.
I could have sent someone here, but I came myself.
Yeah. I got people for this now.
Miquella, though, has apologized to the Hornsent and said his people will be delivered. So Hornsent is going along with Miquella's plans. Definitely not from being charmed and bewitched.
Because it's advantageous to him.
We'll see. He gives us the cross map to help you find the locations of 3 different crosses. He has a normal face. You can't see it.
He's wearing a mask.
It's a caterpillar mask is what it's called.
I thought he was just all types of ugly.
I thought he had that many horns on his face.
Yeah, I was like, this he's all fucked up.
He's the chosen one.
He's like Darth Maul times 1,000.
Dude's horny.
Yeah.
Dude's horny. The caterpillar mask is a grotesque mask constructed from countless solidified caterpillars. So these were all real caterpillars.
That's got to smell so bad.
Gross.
You remember those like little caterpillars that used to eat through the leaves that you would catch to go fishing? Or is that just me? The little black ones?
It ain't me.
Yeah, you could just grab them and they would like stick to your finger and they'd eat through the leaves on the trees. And my grandpa used to take me to like go pick them so that we could go fishing with them.
The very hungry caterpillar.
It's kind of like that. They're little black ones.
Okay.
And we'd put them in, you could just grab them with your hands. They're very cool. They'd stick to your fingers. It was fun.
Okay.
But your fingers smelled so bad after that.
I'm not into this. It sounds
They're
gross.
they have their skin, it secretes an odor or something or whatever. It sticks to your fingers out and it smells like death.
That's what Hornsent smells like. And also, that's like me calling you Wisconsinite. Hornsent's got a name, but he's just going by the name of his people. He wouldn't even give us his name.
That's because it's probably something stupid like Gary.
Call me Hornsent. What's your real name? It's not Gary.
It's
Definitely not Gary.
Call me America.
Yeah, I am America. Gary?
How'd you know?
This mask is a ritual implement of the greater potentates of Bonnie Village, used to ward off thoughts of impurity, doubt, temptation, and other wickedness. One is vulnerable.
It was Boney Village.
Bonnie.
I read it as Boney Village on the map.
You're a Bonnie lass. Yes. They wear these masks to ward off thoughts of, temptations and wickedness. One might be vulnerable while absorbed in divine ritual. It's because they're cutting people up and putting them into jars. And they don't
That's
want
what a divine ritual
they
is?
don't want any doubts about this. Because they're trying to make a saint when they do this.
And all they're making is nightmare fuel.
They're just making everybody sad is what's happening. It's not good. Now, we can go through a long tunnel, which leads us towards Ballarat. We're not going to go into Ballarat. We're not even going to go meet Ansbach. He's too cool. We can't have both Frey and Ansbach met in one episode. It'd be too much. But if we go to the cliffside to the south of there, we're going to run into some bats. Our friendly bats are back, the big boys. And we will run into Prospect Town, which sounds like something in 1849.
It's like Deadwood.
Yep.
I just got in from Prospect Town.
There's grace in them there hills. There's grace up there. Something you probably didn't know about. There are pots sometimes hanging from cliff sides that you can shoot down.
No idea.
You get bell bearings out of them.
No shit.
Yes, and you might think, hey, it's a string seller's bell bearing. Do I want to be able to buy string? Yes.
I do.
Because
String is so hot right now.
String is used to create roped pots and drawstring grease. And drawstring grease is even more potent than regular grease.
And it's so much better because it's so much faster to apply.
Yeah.
You don't have that long animation of where like you're going all samurai with it. It's just like quick right down the blade.
So everyone knows what time period we're recording this. It's like when you give it the hawk tua. I'm sorry. I hate myself.
I was wondering how long it was going to take to get a Haktua.
At the Renaissance Fair, there was like 4 different spots that did a Haktua joke. I was like, this is aging poorly.
Girl made a fit, like she's been making a bunch of like content now.
She's made a shitload of money already.
But her content's very wholesome from what I've seen. She said she wasn't going to start an OnlyFans, and I was like, yeah, right. Just wait till your 15 minutes are up. We'll see how it goes. But it seems like she's actually kind of a chill person. Like a normal person.
Well, this is where you get the Haktua's bell bearing. We run into a new enemy type in the Prospect Town called the Blood Fiend. These are some ugly big motherfuckers.
Spit on that thing.
These creatures have towering figures, but their bodies are grotesquely transformed. Despite their terrifying appearance, they exhibit a strange behavior. They patrol their designated areas as if they're driven by a forgotten purpose. It's called being too drunk, and you forgot why you're doing something.
Yeah.
But they've been drinking blood.
That'll get you drunk. Like in the movie VHS. The found footage movie.
I maybe saw it.
There's a VHS. This college dude's so drunk, a vampire like attacks him and drinks the blood, and then immediately throws up because the dude had so much blood or alcohol in his blood that it made the vampire sick.
I like that.
It was pretty gnarly when I felt very smart when I figured it out.
Did you watch Long Legs?
I was probably going to go see it tomorrow.
Okay.
Devin and Shelby went and saw it, and they're like, you should go see it. And I was like, Brad said that I wouldn't hate not seeing it. Have you warmed up on it?
There's a few content creators I love that have said that they really like it. And then a bunch of other ones that I love, they're like, oh, it's so bad. And it's not for me. It might be for you. But the Blood Fiends are, they're roughly the size of like an omen. They got big buck teeth, kind of like rat faces. Some people speculate they at one time might have been demi-humans. They're some sort of horn scent. Regardless, they have been grotesquely disfigured through something. They do worship the Formless Mother. We learned that. Around here, you can find the sacred bloody flesh. It's a consumable they drop, which is raw meat soaked with blood.
It's called marinating, Brad, and that's how you bring out the flavor of the raw meat.
In Wisconsin, you just eat it raw.
Yeah.
It's called a cannibal sandwich. I'm not kidding. For those that are listening, they think I'm making this up. That's a real thing.
No, it's not. The cannibal sandwich?
Raw ground beef.
That's disgusting.
They eat it here.
I've never seen anybody eat a raw beef sandwich.
It's a real thing. Look it up.
That's got to be some like up north shit.
No, at least in Economwalk, everyone has done it once. They like it.
Me? In Oconomowoc? That's just a stone's throw away.
The Sacred Bloody Flesh temporarily boosts physical attack power and arcane. Very good item. When blood loss occurs nearby, further boosts attack power. And that's why Economwalk loves it. They want their attack power up.
That's probably smart. And now I'm just looking at my Rivers of Blood thinking, I got talismans to boot too.
Just shoving raw sacred flesh in your mouth.
Oh yeah. I could do Uchikatana Rivers of Blood, dual wielding blood build.
Get away from the classics. Do new things.
I know. I'll probably use the backhand blade when I get home.
The blood is said to have fallen from the formless mother's wound. Never will it dry, never will it rot. Always will it make me uncomfortable.
That's
a little bit gross.
It's always going to be moist.
And the Blood Fiend also can drop a weapon, the Blood Fiend's arm, which is just an arm of a Blood Fiend.
That's awesome.
It's supposed to be one of the best weapons in the DLC.
No way.
It's supposed to be one of the best weapons of the DLC. And I've said this 3 times already.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is the 3rd time you said it.
And it's true. All the lists, I was surprised that all of them are like this available this early. It's a colossal weapon. Scales with strength, dex, and arcane. An arm pulled from the corpse of one of their kin and wielded as a makeshift weapon. Having been sanctified by a blood ritual, this armament is capable of spraying blood stored within when executing a strong attack. Gives a very high attack rating when you do a holy or flame infusion affinity, and can also be blood infused for high status buildup on arcane builds. At 50 arcane, this weapon gives 190 blood buildup.
Holy fuck. That's going to get patched.
Maybe. Yeah, it's insane.
Or they're finally rewarding the like 10 people that play arcane builds.
I like arcane. The trick is you just got to apply it to regular weapons that can be affinity changed.
What is your 2 top stats then? Like, are you doing arcane strength or dex?
I only do arcane builds when I go into my farming mode. I do a larval tier because I need high arcane for item discovery. And then it's just arcane is the only thing that matters. And then whatever my bare minimums are for the items I'm using. So like I want to use Unseen Form, which is a sorcery, which you definitely want because if you're going to be sneaking up to Horned Warriors that have a low drop rate, you need to always start off strong. So it's like I just need to make sure I have the bare minimum stats and other things. And I had like 80 arcane. I was doing mass amounts of damage.
That's insane.
Yeah. The heavy attack on this weapon causes a small blood area of effect, which also has a small amount of fire AP and adds the status from the weapon. Effect doesn't occur on jumping, running, heavy attacks, or while savage attack combos are active. Apparently this weapon slays, and I haven't tried it yet, but I was too afraid.
You have it though?
Yeah, I've got everything.
How rare is the drop on this?
I don't think it's that bad.
Because I don't have one.
We'll just go kill a few.
Yeah, just saying. I feel left out now, and I'm intrigued.
Yeah, you can also get a talisman here, the Outer God Heirloom. Every other stat has had an heirloom where boost strength, boost faith, boost this. And
are you talking about the gold ones, like boost
the
dexterity?
Gold squares?
Yeah.
This one boosts arcane by 5. It says the clan who lost everything in the Great Fires, the Blood Fiends.
Peshtigo.
What?
The Peshtigo fire.
Peshtigo?
Yeah.
What's that?
The town in Wisconsin.
There's a fire?
There was the Great Peshtigo fire.
What is that about?
It was a big ass fire that happened, burnt down the whole city.
What caused it?
Fire. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Fire.
It was a fire golem. I don't know. I'll Wikipedia it after the episode.
The cheese golems of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And they all have Aaron Rodgers' face on it.
Oh, scary.
Yep. The Blood Fiends peered upon the corpse of their ancestor, normally an act of sanctity, and saw in its shadow a twisted deity. The clan had suffered much torment that the horrible thing was taken as an object of worship. They started worshiping the Formless Mother from the war and the damage done by Mesmer.
Well, I mean, I would too.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
It is always weird when you stumble upon enemies having a culture or doing something, and they look like they're in some sort of church service. They're all just like hanging out when you stumble upon this group at the top, and one of them is definitely like doing priest shit.
Yeah, and then you murder all of them.
And you just go in there and you just go to town.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to rip your arm off and beat you to death with it.
I'm taking this with me. This is mine now.
This is mine now. There's some cookbooks east of town, the Forager Brood, which you'll need all of the Forager Broods to get Forager Brood 7, I think it is.
Ooh, I missed that hefty lightning pot.
And the Greater Potentate's Cookbook 5 gives you a hefty lightning pot.
I missed that.
Do you see the big lightning sheep?
Yeah.
Well, it's new for this. Giant lightning sheep.
Oh, no.
There's the regular one, then there's big one.
No, I've seen little tiny sheep. There's like normal sheep.
There's big lightning sheep there.
What?
Yeah, I've never even fucked with them. Like, I don't want no part of that.
I have to go back.
Well, you need to get that hefty lightning pot. There is an artist shack up here. The artist apparently came to the Land of Shadow as well in his mission to paint everything.
Yeah.
It's Leo DiCaprio from Titanic. Drawing Moog like one of his French girls.
I would commission that if someone wanted to draw that for me.
There's just, yeah. I'm not even going to try and make a joke. The solution for the painting you find here is north of the 3-path cross. You can get the Serpent Great Shield, which is a finely made red shield featuring an engraving of a winged serpent. Excels at guarding against fire, said to have been made to commemorate the beginnings of the crusade started by Mesmer, son of America. Yeah, so there's paintings. I actually find these things annoying. I just always feel like it's another thing I have to go do.
Yeah.
Just give me the item.
I did find a painting, and it's actually kind of funny because I had died or something. I got a little frustrated, and I went and grabbed a beer, and I was just scrolling Instagram Reels. Mm-hmm. And I was scrolling, and then I came across somebody playing Elden Ring, and it was this girl. She finds this painting, and then she turns to leave, and she's like, hidden wall. And then she rolls into the wall, and it disappears. It was a hidden path. And she's like, I fucking knew it.
Nice.
And then she keeps playing, and I was like, that was cool. And then I put my phone away, and no shit, dude, like 15 minutes later, I walk into the same room with the painting from the video, and I was like, well, I know there's a hidden wall right here now.
I like that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I have found that the messages left by people to be mostly very useful for my playthroughs.
Well, you're also in a better...
You just enter like the code. I forget the online code. So esoteric and weird. But I did it once, and it's been incredibly helpful.
Yeah, the one I'm in is just like...
Fingers, buttholes.
Yeah.
Right by ladders.
Yeah, bunch of that.
Just want to use the ladder. God damn it.
Yeah, they always put it right by like going through the mist.
Trolls.
Yeah.
Trolls. Yeah. There is a church around the corner here, kind of a hidden church above where you entered the Land of Shadow, called the Church of Benediction, which means the utterance or bestowing of a blessing. There's a curse blade here. We're going to talk about curse blades next episode. But they suck. They're fast. They're mean.
Yep.
We don't like them.
You know what? I don't like the majority of shit that I fight.
Yeah. Me neither. Actually, that's not true. I like fighting a lot of stuff. Now that I've beaten them once.
What's the monk's name?
I don't know what you mean.
Fuck.
Dryleaf Dane?
Yeah, the monk.
Yeah, the one who hand-to-hand.
Yeah, I haven't fought him yet, but...
He's cool. He doesn't talk.
I can't leave where I'm at right now because the only sight of grace I have in this fucking godforsaken woods is so far away. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like pushing through, trying to get to whatever's on the other side.
Do you have sorceries?
Yeah.
Use unseen form. They can't see you.
Oh my God. I lost like 200,000 runes like yesterday.
They're relentless. They'll still find you if you make enough noise, but if you have unseen form and you stay way away, they won't see you.
They are so fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I hate them.
Well, you're going to like where you get to.
No, I won't.
Yes, the Church of Benediction is a talisman. The Blessed Blue Dew Talisman restores 1 point of focus every 2 seconds, which is 0.5 FP per second when equipped. And here you find the armor, the Oath Seeker set. These knights set off on quests of discovery, hoping to find by themselves an oath of their own choosing to serve in perfect lifelong devotion. And you'll also find a weapon, the Pada. Might be saying that right. That's a new fist weapon, but these are fist weapons with incredibly long blades on them.
Yeah, more Wolverine-esque.
More X-23, right? She just has the single blade?
She's got two.
She has two. Okay.
Wolverine Origins Deadpool has the long one. Comes out of his forearm. Very stupid.
Great movie.
They remove the Merc's mouth.
Great movie. Yes, this is a strength and dex fist weapon comprised of a linear double-sided blade attached to a substantial guard, wielded by the Oathseeker Knights. The versatile armament can be swung about like a fist or used in the manner of a knightly sword.
That sounds awesome.
Pretty cool. But that's what we're going to call it today.
I'm having fun. Or no, correction. I was having fun.
No, I'm not having fun.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Out of the entire game, base game and all, this is the least fun I've had playing the game. I really hate this area.
The Gravesite Plains?
No, the woods that I'm in.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to them more. Hopefully I'm not still stuck in them.
Don't worry. If you're still stuck in there in 3 or 4 months when we get to the Abyssal Woods, then you suck.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just trying to get out, dog. It's scary down here.
Next, I was going to say, Tyler will not go to the Abyssal Woods, cannot be summoned.
Yeah, that I will avoid it. And it's all because I wanted to do a fucking dungeon.
You just go down one path.
Is it just one path?
Well, I'm just saying you go down you open one door and you're like, this will take 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, and then
4
a whole
hours
new
later.
region. But overall, I really enjoy the game. I am branching out of my comfort zone and using different weapons. I'm scared to re-spec, though. I'm scared. I want to get more points into dex so I can do more damage with some more weapons. But
It's limited.
I know.
Yeah.
I got such a good build going right now that I don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah. Good luck with that. I am powering through my New Game Plus. I did all of Limgrave, all of Weeping Peninsula, most of Liurnia Lakes. I still have to do Caria Manor and Ray Lucaria, and then I have to go back and do Caelid, but I'm being very careful not to advance quests in the wrong moments because I need things to happen so I get everything.
Yeah.
So,
do you think there's been anybody on New Game Plus that has like started in one part of the map and killed everything?
you can't.
Really?
Because when you leave enough of an area,
They reap.
it would respawn when you come back there.
That
If you go
sucks.
far enough away. Yeah. It's a bummer, you know?
Yeah.
But that is all the time we have for today. There will be, the next episode will be like Gravesite Plains Part 2 / Ballarat Tower. Because there's a little bit of Gravesite Plains. There's actually a lot. But we're going to do Ballarat Tower, talk about divine beasts and how 2 dudes can make 1 lion.
Yeah. Very fun. It's very fun.
Very cute.
If you want a spoiler for that, you can play the game and you can fight the lion yourself, or you could watch an episode of Wild Boys where Steve-O and Chris Pontius dress up as a zebra and they go out
Divine
with the
beast
lion.
dancing zebra. Or getting fucked zebra.
Yeah,
No, that's the one. That's the donkey where they actually get, I think,
yeah. No, they do a lot with the horse thing. When
Yeah.
they find something that works, they kind of milk it to death.
good stuff. Special thanks to Patreon executive producers Rykard Kritsinik, Malakip the Black Blade, Blackguard Big Brian Ward, Jordan Hoslow, Sorceress of Blood, Festering Fingerprint Phil Wright, Iron Fist Phil, Just Phil, Bell-Bearing Hunter Bryant Ross, Crucible Knight Kelly Gutowski, and Justin Melismer, the Impaler. We appreciate your support. If you want access to episodes well in advance, episodes early, access to our Discord, and all of the other amazing perks, check out patreon.com/hairofthedogcast. We have a lot of really cool exclusive content, and there's even a free trial. If you're curious, come check it out. And otherwise, Elden Dogs will be back for Patreon members in 2 weeks, or whenever the fuck comes out for other people. But that's why you get on Patreon. I'm Sir Ansbach, and I can't wait to meet you in person on the next episode, because I am very cool.
I'm Freyja, and thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
For an undead talk.
Yes.
We'll see you next time.